That's a really tough one. I loved our kids' fight down the stretch. It all started with Jordan really being aggressive and attacking and making tough shots and tough plays. But I loved the fact that our kids down the stretch found a way to come back when we dug ourselves a big hole. You just can't dig yourself a big hole against someone like Texas A&M, and credit to them. They had great balance and great impact. We out rebound them. We do some good things. You just cannot finish the second quarter the way we did. I'll blame myself a little bit for that, for not calling a timeout and having the right combination in. But, Anna Wright has to stay out of foul trouble. So we had a lot of yuckiness tonight, but our kids continued to respond with great energy. And that was a heck of a comeback. We just fell short.
Questions? Katie?
Coach, how important was it to see that fight from your team in the fourth quarter when they could have easily folded down 21 in the second half, but to bring it within 5 with a minute left? How important is that going forward?
Well, it's something that I see every day, whether it's off or on the floor. I mean, this is a great group of kids, and our point guard, our two guard in Hannah, 2 point guard mentalities that do so much. I thought Meg, is a tremendous leader, and then we always talk about our big three. So, I didn't expect anything less. I knew we would make a run.
James?
Hey, Coach, can you talk about that stretch in the second that you went on a 10-0 run and then they responded shortly after with a 13-0 run? And how big was it for them to go out on that stretch to end the half? And how did that kind of set you guys back going into the third quarter?
Well, it definitely did, and I need to coach better and go back and look at lineup, look at possessions, see what I did and didn't do to help them more. But we also have to make plays, and we can't, again, be satisfied with evening it. And then, I go back to the timeout situation, but I know, you shouldn't have to in that situation. But again, I'll go look at myself before anything. But I just get really disappointed, in things that, sometimes it's in my control and sometimes it's not. So I'll try and work on that.
Janaea?
Coach, what are some key things that you and your team are going to be working on going into the number 16 game against Arkansas on Sunday and heading into the SEC tournament?
Well, I think one of the biggest points of emphasis was how important it was to keep Texas A&M in front of us, and we continuously in the zone allowed them to go by us. And it's important that we show our numbers, whether it's zone or man. The most important defensive thing that you can do on Sunday, very similar to tonight, is to keep them off the free throw line and not give up layups. When you look at tonight in the first half, we gave up 22 points in the paint, and a lot of that was at the rim, and we just have got to guard the dribble better. If you would have told me Sierra Johnson only had 2, I'd have sure took it. But again, we allowed too many of their perimeter to get great looks in the paint. So you're not just talking about post defense when you talk about points in the paint. You got to defend the perimeter. We've got to do a better job of that regardless. This league is about getting to the rim, and we've got to do a better job defending the ball.
James?
Yeah, Coach, it seemed like, especially early on, you guys got into a lot more late clock situations with guards up at the top of the key. What were they doing defensively that was kind of causing those late clock situations where you were forced to put up a shot?
Yeah, credit Texas A&M. It was a really good job defensively. They disguised a lot of different things. They were obviously making it really hard on Jazz and Jordan. And at the end of the day, you just got to execute, set good screens, have great spacing, and sometimes you're open for a reason, and that's kind of how they were playing us tonight, and we have to respond to that.
Katie?
For Jordan, you've talked about some earlier this year about how shooters keep shooting, and obviously earlier in the first half, the 3-point shooting was kind of cold. But just talk about in the fourth quarter, was that kind of y'all's mentality, the shooters keep shooting when the shots started to fall a little bit more?
Yeah, I think if you know that you work on it every day and you get in the gym and shoot, you shouldn't stop shooting because they're not falling. You just can't give up or lose your confidence because you didn't make a couple shots. So you have to step up and be kind of like just grow up and make a shot. At the end of the day, you have to shoot it with confidence, and you can't lose confidence because you miss shots.
Janaea?
Jordan, I saw you made a lot of tough shots there at the end of the game. I saw you getting checked out at the end of the game. Is everything okay? Are you healthy still?
Yes, I'm great. Thanks.